What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you're excited. The Dallas Cowboys playing on Monday Night Football this week against the New York Giants. That means you get Sunday all day to yourself. You get to watch the Red Zone channel. You get to watch everybody else. Hopefully, we get to watch the other NFC East teams lose, although it's not exactly possible because the Cowboys are playing the Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Commanders are playing each other. So we're guaranteed to get one NFC East loss. Maybe somehow, some way they manage to tie one another. I don't know that would be cool, but that's a whole different situation. Cowboys, Giants, Monday night. We obviously have a lot to get to in the days to come. The Cowboys began their preparation for the Giants game on Thursday. Everything gets delayed a day, obviously, with the game taking place on a Monday as opposed to a Sunday. And Thursday's injury report is very promising. Michael Gallup, a full participant in Thursday's Dallas Cowboys practice. Mike McCarthy, as he does every day that the Dallas Cowboys practice, took to the podium on Thursday morning and kind of accidentally, not too badly, but kind of accidentally revealed that Michael Gallup would be playing on Monday night. He was asked directly, point blank, if Michael Gallup was going to be playing. He said, I hope so. You know how Mike McCarthy is. He likes to keep things close to the vest, doesn't like to give up as much information as other head coaches or certainly other people involved with the organization. We'll get to that in just a moment. But for what it's worth, Dalton Schultz did not practice. Obviously, that has a lot to do with the impact, or that has a big impact on this game, whether he does or does not play. I mentioned Red Zone channel. If you're a fantasy football player, odds are maybe you have Dalton Schultz on your team. Obviously, none of that matters in the grand scheme of things. We want Dalton to be all right. We want Dalton to play for the Cowboys. We want the Cowboys to win games. It's kind of felt like from the very beginning here that he was going to miss at least this game, so it very well could be Jake Ferguson time for the Cowboys. But other than that, there was no real indication and anything different happening as far as Thursday's practice report is concerned. Everything kind of chalk for how we expect it to go. One thing, I did write about this at bloggingtheboys.com. Jason Peters was seen by members of the local media during Thursday's practice taking reps at both left guard and right tackle. You will note that neither of the positions that I just said are left tackle. Now, we've talked about this a lot in different videos here in our roundtables on the Blog of the Boys YouTube channel. Make sure you do subscribe. If you care about my opinion, I think that you play Jason Peters at left tackle. That's why you signed him. And I know it feels like it was forever ago that Jason Peters was signed. Do you know how long ago it was? It was 2.5 weeks. All right. There's a bottle of chocolate almond milk in my fridge that is older than Jason Peters' time, or that has been longer than Jason Peters' time with the Dallas Cowboys. And yes, I drink almond milk. It's pretty good. You know, it's less calories or whatever. You know, pick it up. Just trust me on that. But either way, Jason Peters should be playing left tackle for this team. I know that Tyler Smith has played well. I'm not trying to overlook that. I'm not ungrateful for that by any means, but the plan 2.5 weeks ago was for Jason Peters to play left tackle. And so what's more, because that's one thing, right? To say, well, the plan was the plan. We have to stick with the plan. No, you don't have to stick with the plan. We all are allowed to change our opinions and to assess new things, new information, new data, and make new determinations. And so I think that that's important, right? We've seen Tyler Smith play left tackle. He's obviously done well. That's obviously the reason that a lot of people are saying, I don't want to mess with this. Let's keep Tyler Smith at left tackle. Let's not rock the boat. Let's either put Jason Peters at left guard, right tackle, or keep him as some sort of swing tackle. Here's the thing. A lot of people like to say Jason Peters didn't come to the Cowboys to play any of those positions, to be a swing tackle. Honestly, and I say this with all due respect to Jason Peters, who's going to one day be in the Hall of Fame, who cares what he signed up to do, right? If you're a football team, you're making decisions that are in the best interest of your team. But what I do care about is how good of a player Jason Peters still is. He can help this team, and he can help this team the most by playing left tackle. Because if Jason Peters is your left tackle, your left guard is not Connor McGovern. That's what I want to avoid. All right. I know that Jason Peters took some work at left guard. That's not going to work out the way we think it is. Maybe it will, right? Like, it's possible that it does. But if we play likelihoods, if we play probabilities, if we play odds, the best offensive line that you can assemble for the Dallas Cowboys left to right is Jason Peters, Tyler Smith at left guard, where the Cowboys planned on that. And that's the thing that I think is worth mentioning, that from just about day one, the Cowboys planned for Tyler Smith to play left guard the 2022. They cannot just take the last 2.5 weeks worth of data and say, well, everything we thought for 4 months was stupid. No, you go Jason Peters, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. That's a pretty good offensive line. Do not overthink this, Cowboys. And you know what's more is by going through all this process, right? By having Jason Peters work at left guard, having Jason Peters work at right tackle. All of those are opportunities and time spent at not left tackle. If this fails, if there's some situation where all of a sudden Jason Peters now has to play left tackle, whether by need or by want, then you're further behind the 8 ball than you have been to this point. Play Jason Peters at left tackle. Those are my 2 cents. What do you have to say? I would love to hear. Please let me know in the comments down below. You can tweet me, shoot me an Instagram DM, whatever you want to do. But other thing we have to get to today, and we're going to play a video because this is making the rounds. This video is from Michael Gallup of the Dallas Morning News on Twitter at GalkinNFL. A little bit of a clip, 32 seconds long, of Jerry Jones speaking to members of the local media on Thursday. I'm going to play it. Try not to get upset. He's talking about Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott, Monday night in New York against the Giants, and we'll react after.
Okay, wouldn't it be something if you had a dilemma as to which way you go? You do that if he gets 10 wins. Same thing that happened with Prescott. I think like that.
So you'd want that? You'd want that controversy?
Of course I would.
Okay.
Of course that means we'd won. If it comes in there and played as well as Prescott played, Rush played that well over these next games ahead, I'd walk New York to get there.
Do you think?
Now, I know that in this video, I'm wearing a Dak Prescott NFL Blitz shirt. Shout out to our friends at Homage who sent me this. It is a very, very comfortable shirt. We'll put the link in the description for you in case you want to check it out. If you have a question about it, you can hit me up on Twitter. Homage makes great t-shirts. They have a great Dallas Cowboys line, lots of pop culture t-shirts. But this was an accident. I wore this shirt on Thursday and not knowing that I would have to come here and defend Dak Prescott. And I don't even think defend is the right word. I understand what Jerry Jones is saying in this comment. I understand his point. He's basically saying, if you'll allow me to translate, hey, look, it would be awesome if Cooper Rush played well, right? Wouldn't that be cool if Cooper Rush played very, very well for the Dallas Cowboys on Monday night in New York against the Giants? Wouldn't it be awesome if we won the game? Yeah, that would be awesome. That's what we all want. But why did you have to go about saying it like this? Why do you have to create needless controversy? Why do you have to inject this element of toxicity into a situation that doesn't have any? There's nobody out there of sound mind who believes that Cooper Rush poses a legitimate threat to Dak Prescott. Nobody. I'm sure you've seen a tweet, a Facebook post, an Instagram story, maybe, I don't know, an analyst on Monday Night Football before the game talk about how Dak Prescott can afford to learn something from Cooper Rush. I say this with all due respect and all gratitude to Cooper Rush for authoring 2 consecutive starts and wins for the Dallas Cowboys when he's been called upon. There's not a thing that Dak Prescott can learn about playing quarterback from Cooper Rush. That's not to oversimplify. That's not to be funny. Dak Prescott is a far, far, far superior quarterback to Cooper Rush. We don't have to get lost in the weeds here. And for Jerry Jones to say this, to say, yeah, I would love there to be a controversy. Dude, you're just stirring the pot for no reason. And it's one thing if the national shows want to stir the pot and talk about Cooper Rush and Monday Night Football wants to talk about it. You're the team owner and president and general manager. And this is so laughable that thankfully it's not something that actually causes dissension or any kind of discourse within the locker room. But why say this? What good comes from this? What NFL general manager would openly say and openly tout that they wanted there to be a quarterback controversy? Again, the point is legitimate. I want to see Cooper Rush play well. You can say that, Jerry. You know what you could have said? Just an idea, just an example from the guy wearing an NFL Blitz Dak Prescott shirt. You know, we would love it if Cooper Rush played well again. Obviously, we believe in him. Obviously, we've had him in our program several different times. We moved on from him. We brought him back, and we're grateful that we did because he's proven to be highly valuable for us. Last year in Minnesota, last week against Cincinnati, we believed in Cooper Rush, and he's proving us right. He's making us look very smart, and he's the highest point of insurance that we can have for our franchise quarterback. He gives us somebody to depend on in the unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in, where we do not have our franchise quarterback available. Dak is one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, and that is one of the best feelings to have as somebody who puts this roster together. But I don't think differently is the worst, but a different way, a different emotion that feels great as well is to have a backup quarterback, to have an insurance policy that we know we can rely on. And so in that sense, Cooper, man, I love it. I hope he keeps playing just like this. And if he does, maybe some other NFL team's going to try to scoop him away from us, but he is an awesome quarterback to have behind Dak Prescott. That accomplishes the same goal, right? That is the same meaning. That gets the same message across without injecting this ridiculous controversy, drama, whatever the case may be. I do think that your average Cowboys fan is much smarter and more hip to the times, and I think that there are way less people who kind of fall for this thing from Jerry. But dude, you're having such a great week right now. There's no need to spin these wheels like this. Nobody wins if you do this, Jerry Jones. So from now on, please stop. But I tell you what, Jerry's going to be on the radio on 105.3 The Fan on Friday. So we'll see what he has to say after the fallout from these comments. My name is RJ Ochoa. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa. You can follow me on TikTok at rj.ochoa. If you want to send me an email, you can, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com, or you can leave a comment down below and we'll get to those also. For now, hope you have yourself a great Thursday. Again, everything's a day behind with the Cowboys playing on Monday Night Football, so we'll have you updated at bloggingtheboys.com, here on the Blogging the Boys YouTube channel, across our Blogging the Boys social properties and podcast network as we get closer and closer and closer to kickoff, because the Cowboys are coming for that dub, whether it's Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott, obviously Cooper Rush. Cowboys are going to beat the Giants. I'm feeling really good about that. So with all that being said, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Love you all.